Once upon a time, in a land far beyond what the eye can see, there was a little boy named Orion, who loved to gaze at the night sky. Every evening, after his mother kissed him good night, Orion would climb out of bed and sit by the window, staring at the stars that twinkled like tiny lanterns guiding lost travelers through the cosmic sea. One night, as the world below slumbered, something unusual happened. A soft melody drifted through the air, notes so delicate they seemed to dance between the stars. Orion's heart raced. Where could such beautiful music be coming from? He leaned closer to the window, and to his amazement, a brilliant star shot across the sky, leaving a shimmering trail that sparkled like silver dust. As the music grew louder, something extraordinary occurred. The stars in Orion's window began to shift, swirling in patterns he had never seen before. Before he could call for his parents, a bright beam of starlight filled his room, lifting him gently off the ground. With a whoosh, he was carried up, higher and higher, past the rooftops and beyond the clouds, until the earth below looked like a marble floating in the dark sea of space. Suddenly, Orion found himself standing on the edge of a glowing path made of stardust. At the far end of the path, a woman with flowing hair that shimmered like the Milky Way was playing a golden harp. She sat gracefully on the edge of a massive moon, her dress blending with the stars around her, making it hard to tell where she ended and the galaxy began. The woman smiled warmly when she noticed Orion. "Welcome, little dreamer," she said, her voice soft as moonlight. "I am Celestia, the harpist of the cosmos. I play melodies to keep the universe in harmony." Orion stared in wonder. "Did you bring me here?" Celestia nodded gently. "Yes, I sensed your heart's longing for the stars. And tonight, I need your help." "My help?" Orion's eyes grew wide. "But I'm just a kid." "Ah," Celestia chuckled, "sometimes the most important tasks can only be done by those with the purest hearts." She gestured toward a distant part of the sky where some stars were flickering, dim and uneven. "A group of stars has lost their sparkle. They are part of a constellation called the Dreamers, and without their light, children on Earth will begin to have troubled dreams. I need you to help me restore their glow." "But how?" Orion asked, curious but determined. "You must tell them a story," Celestia explained. "A story filled with hope, wonder, and joy, because that is what gives stars their shine." Orion thought hard. He loved stories, and this would be the most important one he'd ever tell. He closed his eyes and began to speak. "Once upon a time, there was a tiny star named Nova who lived at the edge of the universe. Nova wasn't as bright as the other stars and often felt invisible, like she didn't matter. One day, she overheard the great comet whispering to the moon, 'The brightest stars are the ones that shine from the heart.' Nova thought about this for a long time and decided to try something new. She stopped worrying about being the biggest or brightest and instead focused on doing what made her happiest, making wishes come true. Whenever a child on Earth wished upon a star, Nova listened carefully. She would send tiny sparks of hope to each child, and slowly, children began to believe in their dreams. They smiled more, slept peacefully, and imagined great things. And, little by little, Nova's light began to grow. It grew brighter with every wish she granted, until one day, Nova lit up the entire sky, becoming the North Star that guided travelers home, and gave hope to everyone who looked up at her. When Orion finished his story, a soft hum filled the air. The flickering stars in the dreamer's constellation began to glow again, brighter and steadier than before. Celestia smiled with pride. "You did it, Orion. Your story restored their light." Orion beamed with happiness. "Will they keep shining?" "As long as children believe in their dreams," Celestia whispered, "their light will never fade." She gently strummed her harp, and the stars twinkled in response, creating a melody that echoed through the cosmos. Orion felt a warm glow in his heart as the stardust path beneath his feet began to fade, and with a soft swirl of light, he found himself back in his bed. The next morning, Orion awoke with the memory of his cosmic adventure fresh in his mind. He ran to the window and looked up at the sky. Even though the sun had risen, he could still sense the presence of the dreamer's constellation, waiting to light the way for dreamers everywhere. From that night on, Orion never doubted the magic of the universe or the power of stories. And every evening, just before falling asleep, he whispered a new story to the stars, knowing they would carry his words across the cosmos, bringing light, hope, and dreams to all who needed them. And so, under the watchful gaze of the stars, Orion dreamed on, his heart forever entwined with the endless melodies of the universe. The end.